Okay. It's another Formula One show, and today we're going to be discussing contract talks. George Russell has chosen to postpone contracts extension talks with Mercedes. Even during the Formula One summer break, he didn't talk about it at all. He chooses to postpone them. I don't know why. What are the nuances? Is it in favor of Mercedes or George Russell? With me tonight is Mustafa Jinoda, and we'll be discussing that. Mustafa, you're welcome to another Formula One show.
Welcome. So before the break, Toto Wolff said, "I know I'm just going to enjoy my holiday, and then enjoy my holiday, and then after the holiday, I'm sure we'll get this contract signed." Now the holiday is over, and he's like, "I didn't sign before the holiday because I wanted to make sure we get it right." So that's already a contradiction. Before it was you weren't worried about it. Now it's you wanted to make sure you get it right. There's only one word I can say: get it right means multi-year, right? And
True.
if you haven't signed yet, okay, and you extend. He said he doesn't care if it's long term or short term. He just wants to win with Mercedes. But at the same time, he says, "I've been loyal to Mercedes. We've been loyal to each other." That means that sort of indicates that you're implying a long term relationship. So he's speaking out of both sides of the mouth. Oh, I don't really care about long term. I do, but let's face it. He wants a long term
He does. He
contract.
does.
Then he says that what did he say again? I'm trying to remember what he said. He basically said that no, I know what it is. If you're delaying it all the time, it can only mean there's only one reason you're delaying because you want a long term contract.
Of course.
It's clear he's not going to get it because Toto Wolff has still insisted that he's not going to have Verstappen next year, but he's open to having Verstappen in 2027. So the question is, George Russell, I think he's being stubborn. He's going to find out that Toto Wolff is not going to give him what he thinks he's going to give him. He might give him a 1+1, and I doubt he's even giving him a 1+1. I think he just wants to give him a 1 year contract. What do you think?
Yeah, I quite agree with you because even though Russell downplayed it as an obstacle, he himself acknowledged that the length of the contract is something he's really thinking about. And this comes
Mm-hmm.
after Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff, hinted at the possibility of pursuing. He wants to pursue Verstappen again after the 2026 season.
Yeah.
It's obvious now from what Verstappen says, Verstappen is going to stay put at least until 2026. And this could influence how Mercedes wants to commit to their current drivers. But what I feel Mercedes is trying to do is that they want to see Kimi's development because I hear that the contract ends at just about the same time at the end of the 2025 season. So they want to look at Kimi's development as well as Russell's performance post the summer break before they commit themselves. And I don't see why Russell shouldn't agree to a 1+1 now because it really doesn't make any difference. It's
You
all
mean you
about
mean Toto Wolff? Oh,
yeah,
oh, go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead.
I mean Russell agreeing to a 1+1 now because at the end of the day, there will still be performance clauses in that contract. It won't be open-ended. That's what I mean. So its performance between now and the end of the season will still determine a lot of things because by the end of the season, they'll be looking to lock down the drivers for the 2026 season. That's just what I feel.
There's no doubt he's going to be with Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Mercedes has the strong hand here because they're also his signing agent.
Yes,
If
they're
at
a
the end,
signing agent.
if at the end of the
So they
season he
have
doesn't
all
have a
the
contract,
aces.
if at the end of the season he doesn't have a contract signed, he's going to be forced to either leave the sport or sign whatever they offer him. And there's no other teams available.
No, 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 no.
I understand why he wants to have a long term. He wants security. Once again, there's no
Yeah.
security in F1 unless you're Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton. Even as slow as Lewis Hamilton is now, Ferrari gave him a multi-year contract because of the lucrative the money he brings to them as a seven-time world champion. George Russell is not a seven-time world champion. He's even a seven-time F1 winner. He probably is. I don't know. I have to go check my. He might have won more than seven races. He's not going to get a long-term contract. So, and then he makes statements such as, I, "It's positively moving in the right direction." What does that mean? It's positively moving in the right direction. This when you talk about computers, this is binary, multi-year or no multi-year.
Yeah.
You understand? The only way it can be moving in the right direction is if he said, "I want 3 years," right? And they said, "No, we'll give you 1+1." That's moving towards three. But it doesn't mean you're gonna. It's like me telling you, Afalabi, please pay me. You're paying me $2. Pay me $1 million. You said no, I'll give you three. See, it's moving in the right direction. It's moving
Sure,
towards 3 million. It's not
sure.
going to get there. So I think either he's delusional or he's just embarrassed and doesn't want to say what's happening. Really, it's positively moving in the right direction, but there's no time pressure from my side. There's no major time pressure from the team side. So I just want to ensure it's done right and not done quickly. He doesn't want it quickly because he's trying to hold out for more. And he thinks that I don't care. Let me tell you, let me give you a prediction. Even if George Russell wins every race for the rest of the season, Toto Wolff will still not give him multi-year because Toto Wolff wants Verstappen. You
Yeah,
understand? Toto Wolff would just say Russell is good, but he's won every race. If Verstappen was on our team, he would have won every race by even faster times. You get my
sure.
point? And not only that, and even if Russell is Verstappen's equal as a driver, he's not his equal in terms of marketing. Toto Wolff is a marketing genius. By the time he came to F1, he was already a billionaire, and he sees the writing on the wall. Max Verstappen is the look at me. I'm a black boy in Washington D.C. where people shoot each other, and I'm talking about Max Verstappen. You get my point. Even me knows back. You're in Nigeria. You're saying Max, 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 Max. Max Verstappen is like Maradona. He's a holy grail commodity. George Russell isn't. And this is what George Russell needs to work on. George Russell is like the school prefect, telling on people, worried more about how his hair looks. Let me not diss him because he does drive well, but his driving is eclipsed by his. Oh, I'm the head of the drivers committee. I
Yeah.
always do things perfectly. Snitching on people, saying that Ferrari is adding, pumping their tires. Who asked you?
Which affects his performance anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
yeah. No, I think he's having a great season. He's making the most out of that car, but I think they're over exaggerating how well he's doing this year. Also, I think he's maybe. I'll ask you. Doesn't he seem like he's a little bit distracted even with his driving this year?
Oh, sure, he is. And I
Yeah, they
think
keep saying he's having a great year and pushing the car, but he's not. For example, that car, he's not doing poorly in the car, but I don't see him doing anything. But let me tell you who's doing something exceptional. Let's see if we're thinking of the same person. Who do you think I'm good? Who would you say is the most exceptional driver that's pushing that car way beyond? And it's not Max.
no, no, no. Leclerc.
Leclerc. It's because Leclerc is from Monaco or wherever he's from or
He's
France.
not
He's not
English
French.
because he's not English.
He's pushing that car beyond its limits. George Russell is maximizing his car and doing okay with it. But Leclerc to make it on the podium 3 or 4 times on that car, he's the driver. George Russell's not taking it to that level, and I think he could. But I think George Russell is concerned with a lot of other things. So I'm going to go on paper saying Russell's having a great year, but they're making it sound. A lot of people are saying he's having the best year in F1 for this year. I'm going to say it's Leclerc. And then after that, maybe Russell or Verstappen. Verstappen was having a great year pushing that car when he won in Suzuka. He did some. People forget his qualifying lap in Suzuka. Unbelievable. Qualifying lap in Imola. Unbelievable. So I think the guys that have been performing miracles this year are Verstappen and Leclerc. But this year, I'll give it to Leclerc. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Leclerc has, in my own opinion, he has extracted what Max Verstappen was doing with the Red Bull car last year is what Leclerc is doing with the Ferrari car this year. He has
Yeah,
extracted a lot of performance out of a pretty
the
poor
best.
car, really. And
Yeah,
it's kudos to him. And the way I look at it, Mercedes, I don't think they're going to tie both seats down for too long because 2026 is somewhat of an uncertainty and they're being cautious. Russell may only get a medium length deal at best, and it's going to contain a lot of performance clauses, bonuses, and maybe renewal options. I don't know. But
if he gets, go ahead.
him pushing for maximum length is not going to work because Mercedes is cautious. And like you rightly mentioned at the beginning of the show, Wolf still cuts Verstappen even after 2026. So they're not going
Yeah.
to, it's going to be a 1+1 basically.
Now,
And
now maybe Wolf will sign him and Verstappen to long term, but then that means he's going to have to get rid of
exactly,
Antonelli. So send
Antonelli.
Antonelli, which is possible.
Yeah,
But as far as I'm concerned, Russell should just take a 1 year a plus one, and
yeah,
and then next year continue this discussion next year. It's
yes.
not going. I think he knows that. I think he's just waiting. But
Yes. And at
I
28,
just think he's
the
not
guy is
focused.
28 now. That's
He's
usually
doing
a
too many.
driver's pick. He needs to get his acts right and secure a
Oh,
permanent seat.
oh, well, he can still do well. Lewis Hamilton was winning championships when he was 37. So
37,
Russell still has a good 8 years. Verstappen's 28. They still have a good 5
six,
years or
7 years.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, but they'll keep pulling this thing out. Sometimes I wonder if they're just doing this for the press, but I get the sense that Toto Wolff has his mind on one thing. I mean, you saw it, Max Verstappen and his wife with Toto Wolff and their wife in
Yeah.
the yacht. We don't see pictures of Russell hanging out with Toto Wolff in the yacht with his girlfriend. I'm
Yeah.
serious. And this is supposed to be your number one driver. I mean, he barely beat Lewis Hamilton last year. He hasn't really established himself as king of the hill anywhere. You understand what
No,
I'm saying?
he hasn't. He
Because
hasn't.
only by default, Hamilton left because he was beating Hamilton last year, but it was still close. Hamilton left, and he's number one on the team with and it's a
Antonelli.
17-year-old boy. Yeah. So he hasn't reached that level of GOAT yet.
No, he hasn't.
Although I think
He hasn't. He still has
I'll
a
say it,
lot to prove. He still has
he's
a lot
top
to
three,
prove.
top three drivers in the world: Russell and Verstappen and Leclerc. I'll even put Russell a little bit ahead of Leclerc because Leclerc is faster, but Leclerc makes cheeky errors. Russell doesn't make errors,
Sure.
but he just doesn't seem sharp. He seems to be focused on too many things: drivers' association, getting other people penalized, and things like that, playing mind games with other people rather than just focusing on the cockpit and on his own race. All right, last thoughts and take us out.
I think at best they're going to give him a deal that is likely to be, like you said, 1+1 with
Yeah.
options. They're not going to lock him down for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And there are going to be a lot of performance clauses tied to the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Especially some milestones for 2026. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he's waiting for Mercedes to see what is going to happen to the car as well. He wants to see what's going to come out of that car performance-wise and before committing. But at the end of the day, where is he going to go? He doesn't have all the aces are with Mercedes here, not
The only place
Russell.
he could go to is Aston Martin, maybe if
Perhaps,
Verstappen doesn't go there.
perhaps, yes, if Verstappen,
And
I have a feeling Verstappen leaves Red Bull, he could go to Aston Martin to join his mentor there, um, the great designer.
Verstappen,
Yeah,
what's his name?
I've
Even though
forgotten
they
the
weren't
name
really
there.
that close. Adrian Newey.
Adrian Newey, yeah. So that's what I feel. But I think he has to try as much as possible to make the most of
Let me tell you what he needs to
the
do.
second
He
half
needs
of
to
the
try and
season.
win this weekend.
The second
He needs
half
to
of the
try.
season. I mean, the
He needs to
only
try to
the
keep
only
score.
race he's won this season so far is in Canada.
Yeah,
So
against Verstappen.
yeah, he needs to improve.
How did he do in free practice today? I don't even know.
He did quite well, but there's still room for improvement. Qualifying is tomorrow. I don't know what time it is. I need to renew. I'll renew my subscription this evening.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Okay.
follow the practice, but I had
Yeah.
Verstappen crashed out.
No, yeah, that was in free practice one. At the
Oh,
end of
free
free
practice
practice one,
one.
you know
Okay.
what he was doing? He was testing. He was practicing his start to see how far he could push it into the first corner. He was testing the limit, and he went into the gravel. All right. Okay. So take us out.
Yeah, it's been another brilliant Formula One show. We've been discussing George Russell and why he chose to delay his contract talks with Mercedes, even during the summer break. And from Mustafa and myself, we'll be back again sometime next week. Good night.
Good night. So I'll